great sales conversations have nothing to do with what you can do. It's all about what your client actually needs and the problems that you can solve. So the firms that are winning in sales today, they don't have the best pitch decks, they don't have the best services, they ask the best questions. So today we're going to talk about what questions will allow your prospect to open up, reveal what their true challenges are, and then make it clear whether or not your firm is the right fit for them. So why are questions more important than the pitch altogether? I think that's one of the biggest mistakes that CAS practitioners make without a formal training in sales is just selling too soon, selling services rather than solutions. So you're not asking enough questions to even understand whether or not the services that you provide and how you provide them actually solve the problem. Because ultimately the clients don't really want the services, they want solutions to the problems. And so if we look at this through the lens of like, yes, they need services, but they want to solve the problem more intentionally, that changes how we have that conversation. So what's the best way to differentiate your firm? It's just getting the prospect to tell you what they need. And so this comes through a line of questioning. So one of the first questions that you can ask that I think is really helpful is, hey, if we were able to solve these things that you're asking for, let's say hypothetically we're able to take care of everything on your plate that you want done for you, what other things would you want to see in a new firm relationship? And so this moves the conversation beyond just the tactical ARAP things that need to get done, the reconciliations, to a bigger picture relationship. What type of relationship do you want to have? It helps you understand what are those latent yet driving needs that they have, but they really haven't mentioned or maybe haven't fully explored in their mind. Because if you're going up against another firm and they're exploring multiple service options, this then helps you articulate around what are those things that you really need to hone in on to ensure that you win this opportunity. So it gives you insight into how they perceive what a great accounting relationship should look like. And maybe that could come through the form of follow-up questions like what's missing in your current firm relationship, or maybe what's something that you wish you never had in a relationship with a firm, but you wish you did. A second question that you could ask is something to the effect of, what level of involvement would you like for you or your team to have related to the accounting rhythms of your business? Now, what that does is it sets expectations early. Are they the type of company that wants to be really hands-on? They want to retain an element of AR, maybe it's invoicing, or maybe it's an element of AP rhythms. They really want to ensure control over dollars going out of the door. What this does is by expectation setting of what their involvement looks like, it helps you to tailor your questions. It helps you tailor your service delivery to their needs. Do they want weekly meetings, monthly reports, quarterly check-ins? How involved do they want to be in the processes that then helps you refine the type of scope that you should have with them? It also helps reduce scope creep by defining their role in the relationship. So some follow-up questions to that could be something to the effect of like, what's your ideal cadence? Do you want deep insights, high-level takeaways? How do you want to interface in communication with our team? Another question that you could ask is, if you could wave a magic wand, what would your business look like in 3 years? Now, note how this doesn't relate directly to the services that you offer or maybe the current problems that they have. However, it shifts the conversation from this immediate pain point into the long-term vision. So you want them to start envisioning what it's like to work with you and put themselves in their own shoes 3 years out to tell you where they think they want to be. And so if they're able to do that, it gives you indications on what are the things that you can be preparing for when you're putting a scope together to anticipate their needs over the course of the next year, 2 years, 3 years. It positions you more as a strategic partner in that advisory role rather than just an outsourced compliance-oriented service. So we're trying to help frame how CAS, how advisory services aligns with the client goals. Of course, throughout the sales process, we do still need to lean into discovering pain points, value discovery, what were their likes and dislikes of working with other firms? How do they currently handle financial strategy? Who's making decisions? How do you measure the value of working with a partner? And then handling objections, right? What concerns do you have? What would make this an absolute no-brainer decision for you? And what stopped you from solving these problems in the past? All of these types of questions are really good to orient yourself relationally and position yourself in a way to help you understand what problems they're facing, how you can solve them, and then how do you move forward in a longer relationship with your client rather than just focusing on today's issue. I think it's really important to have the right questions to ask in order to continue moving forward in the sales process. Now, when you frame your proposal, you want to frame it around the answers that they've given you. So you need to have really good notes around what are these things that maybe are ancillary to the core services that you know you can nail, but you know will make them feel really good about moving forward with you as a service provider. You can use their own words in your proposal to demonstrate that alignment. When somebody sees in a proposal something that they said to you and they feel confident that you can execute upon that, that's a really good alignment when sending over a formal contract for them to sign. I'd encourage you to review your current sales call structure. Are you asking the right questions? Do you have these types of questions that go beyond just the services level for your firm? Maybe write down a few of these questions to test in your next sales conversation. Every new conversation you have allows you the opportunity to test something new. And after every call, you should analyze what new insights you gained from these questions to understand whether or not you should incorporate them in a new rhythm moving forward. Ultimately, great CAS sales practitioners, they're not really about perfect presentations or going into deep features on the services. They're all about asking the right questions. So when you understand what your prospect really needs, you don't really have to sell them. They'll sell themselves and understand why your firm is the right fit for them. So I hope this helps you get a little bit more strategic in your sales and your question asking to help you become a more profitable, growing firm in 2025. Till next time.